All right, music fans, welcome back. It is I, Dave, the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. Ann Wilson continues to kind of ignore her fan base, and she's going off on her own, of course, on this tour this summer, which I'm sure is going to contain a lot of heart songs, but she's also doing this recording of music that I think had a working title at one point, something like Paying Tribute to the Dead Guys, or something to that effect. Uh, People like Leonard Cohen and Tom Petty and Chris Cornell, and uh, Anne wants to pay tribute to these fallen rock stars and so forth, and writers. And it's very underwhelming when I hear about this, and we still kind of don't have any sort of closure between the sisters, and it's almost like she's just going on, just ignoring the elephant in the room, which is her relationship with her sister Nancy. And every video I've done, I've mentioned this because it's truth and nobody is really denying it. There've been probably better explanations as far as details go, but Anne's husband basically, abused Nancy's kids in a trailer because the kids let out some dogs. And there's never been a real formal apology. There's been a lot of apologetics, though, on the side of Anne, more or less excusing her husband and just saying, moving on. She also cites, though, that her relationship with Nancy was also strained because of the musical direction. Anne wanted to take more risks. Nancy felt comfortable with the material they had. And you got a new Heart album every once in a while. What was it? Red Velvet Car or whatever it was. Not a bad record at all. Had some Heart sounding material on there. I hate to break it to both of these sisters, but the people who enjoy the music of Heart probably want to hear some Heart. Either they want to hear something that sounds like Heart, or they want to hear actual Heart music from the past. It doesn't make sense to me when these artists kind of go off and they try to reinvent themselves, especially at this stage in their career. Okay, Nancy's got that band of hers, which has this singer that, I mean, she's good, she sounds good, but it doesn't sound anything like Heart. When she busts out into Barracuda, we're missing Ann Wilson. And don't get me wrong, it's this tour coming up with, what is it, Jeff Beck, Paul Rogers, Ann Wilson, which sounds really good on paper. I'm hoping the fans get treated to the music, though, that these artists are more famous for creating. I think Jeff Beck is a real niche audience, and I think Ann and Paul are the great vocalists with all this back catalog, which hopefully they'll be exploring, and Jeff Beck will be augmenting, but I just don't know how that's going to work out. I just think, to cover a bunch of dead guys' songs doesn't excite a lot of folks. It just doesn't. I'm not really excited about it. I would be excited about a Heart reunion, an honest to goodness Heart reunion, and reconciliation between these two sisters who have created some of the best rock and roll ever, and it just is a little on the depressing side, that's all. I'm not really interested, and I'm just throwing this at Anne, I'm not really interested in your album covering a lot of dead guys who I didn't listen to begin with. I'm no offense to Chris Cornell or his fan base, but this is Seattle-based grungy stuff that I just never got into, and I get it. She's from Seattle, and I think she feels some camaraderie there with her fallen fellow rock star, but I'm just not feeling it. So that's my opinion. This is a very opinion-based channel, and I apologize for that in advance. But that's the way I do things. Don't forget, if you can help me out on Patreon, it's only $1 a month. That's all I'm looking for. You can give what you want to give. I know some people last week just stepped up almost in a, like, please don't do that, that's not what I'm asking for kind of way. But they did it, and I'm not asking you to do what they did. I'm just asking for $1 per month. If I get enough subscribers over there, I can certainly be a channel that is here to stay for a long time, and I won't have to go work as a greeter at Walmart, which is probably my other alternative at this point. So that's it. I will be back with more real music in real time. By the way, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying I don't have a lot of alternatives out there. So in any event, I'll be back with more real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. And we'll do it all again real soon. Talk to you then.